Party, live from Studio Holiday
Well, 2011, crazy year, huh?
It was a crazy year. We made all the way through 2011.
Lots gone down this year, huh?
Yeah, a few things have happened.
About that barge, that 150-foot barge that
Yeah,
Mario and Rick scored.
giant
How about
barge
that?
out there.
So I was thinking, maybe in April 2012, bring that thing down here. Tiki?
Tiki bar. It's only 100.
Yeah, a lot of other things have gone down too. Tom, your boss, didn't something big happen with him?
Get another car, another European tour.
Tom Miller, I think he's the new director of the lab.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. New director of the lab.
So with that, let's invite our first guest, Director Tom Miller. Changes for you this year being named new director. You've got a lot of new responsibilities like administrative duties, personnel decisions, building and maintenance oversight, and representing the lab.
Yeah, it's been exciting and very challenging year.
So, but one of the biggest perks has got to be that new office you've got, huh?
Pretty sweet.
Pretty sweet. So we were thinking, Dave and I were thinking, you have your old office at Cobb House. And you get the new office too. And we were thinking about the views from each, and thought maybe you could compare them, or we could here. So we got your Cobb House office view. That looks pretty nice.
I take it.
I take that in your new office view. Okay. Well, as is tradition at these end-of-year parties, we conducted some informal polls. We went around to other CBLers and asked them what their views looked like. We took those views into some software, made a composite, and this is what we came up with. About your Halloween costume, and you dressed up as an Occupy protester, but we couldn't help but notice that, this may put you in kind of an awkward situation.
Well, Tom, switching gears. One of the biggest challenges you faced this year may have been dealing with the events of the week of August 23rd. You recall what happened that week? Well, the week started off with a magnitude 5.9 earthquake rattling the campus. A little rough. Made it through. And it ended with Hurricane Irene hitting. It was a pretty tough week, but thankfully the lab emerged relatively unscathed from both of those events.
And we also saw the condemning of Saunders House this year. Any thoughts on that?
Well, there was some structural issues.
Oh, structural issues. That makes sense. Okay.
Well, Tom, one of the new ideas that you've instituted as lab director are town hall meetings. So we conducted yet another informal poll of CBLers. I mean, it's election season after all.
Yeah, it is election
season.
A lot of polls.
We found overwhelming support for these town hall meetings. People have told us that they're a great forum for sharing their ideas and airing any grievances they might have about things at the lab. Would you agree about the success of these meetings so far?
Yeah, I think they've worked pretty well.
Okay, that's great to hear. So you have to stay with me here a little bit. We're going to go on a little bit of a thought journey. Okay, just follow along with my little story here. I want to let let you know that America has a long history of town hall style meetings. They can trace the roots all the way back to Boston's Old South Meeting House, which you can see here. It's a pretty nice building. It's doing a little better than Saunders' house is. This building was built in 1729, and town hall style meetings and protests have occurred there since that date. But back in 1770, Tom, some of those meetings got a little bit heated as the locals started venting their frustrations about anything and everything British. Right there. But one of those meetings got so heated that it spilled outside into the streets and ended with British troops shooting protesters in the town square right in front of that meeting house. And you can see that depicted here. It's known as the Boston Massacre.
Yeah.
It's depicted in this engraving by Paul Revere. That's the same Paul Revere who 5 years later would go on a relatively famous horseback ride. You might have heard of it before, where he went from Boston to Lexington in Massachusetts to warn the Patriots that the British were on the way to arrest Sam Adams and John Hancock. And that ride is famously pictured here. The British are and right at that moment, that was the Revolutionary War. Right at the battles of Lexington and Concord, and you might have heard it before. It's known as the shot heard round the world. That war would culminate 6 years later, right in our neighborhood, just to the south in Yorktown, Virginia, at the Battle of Yorktown, where the Patriots, led by General George Washington, went on to defeat Lord Cornwallis's British forces. At the conclusion of that battle, the British waved the white flag and surrendered, thus ending British rule over the colonies.
I'm glad you didn't say anything about the French.
Okay, well, they just helped us a little bit. But eventually, the Patriots would go on to ratify the Constitution and form the United States of America. You can see them ratifying that Constitution right there. Yep. And as a matter of fact, Tom, the Constitution specifically calls for the right to peacefully assemble. So, Tom, with all of that in mind, being British and in control of the land, do you have any reservations about holding additional town hall meetings? We should get a little out of hand. Well, Tom, thanks for joining us. Tom Miller, everyone. Our new
2011 has been a year that saw CBL graduate a lot of students. And here they all are. Clearly, by the smiles on their faces, these pictures were taken after they successfully graduated. Here to talk with us about life after CBL is none other than Dr. William Connolly. Yeah, so Bill, you spent quite a while. Yeah, 5 years. So we just want to review some of the technological changes that have occurred since we've been here. Really focusing on the writing implement and how you use that to work your coursework and eventually your dissertation. So here you are back in the early days with your coursework. We couldn't help but notice that on the timeline. We didn't know if that was, that might just be your initials, PC. And then there was a time when you used the quill pen and the parchment to work on your proposal, right at the same time that I think Tom's people were going through some trouble here in the U.S. Then there were those long days of typing out that dissertation, and then here you are, we're finally working on your postdoc.
Changed over time there.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, Bill, we conducted an informal poll, yet another one, of CBLers and asked them to guess on anecdotal and highly biased observational data what your favorite hobby might be. But before we reveal the results, before we do, can you guess what they might have come up with?
I'm going to say asking statistical questions at seminars.
Now That wasn't it.
Playing volleyball?
Ooh, that's another good
Close.
guess, but nah, not quite. No.
Well, I guess my only other hobby would be fishing.
Bingo!
Couldn't find one of those.
Well, Bill, thanks for joining us. It's a
Thanks,
pleasure
everyone.
having you. Round of applause. This just in. It's official. James Gimp, the official CBL greeter.
He's not here
Well,
today.
we interrupt this program for a short commercial break.
Are you sure you're going to really do this part?
Yeah, I want to. Go.
Okay. The following is a paid advertisement from Time Life Music, presenting Owen with his long-lost CBL collection in acapella versions to be released for a limited time this Christmas season. Top 100 hits, including Summer and Man Sweaty.
Sweaty, back of my neck getting dirty and gritty. Oh, town, isn't it a pity? Doesn't seem to be a student in my sweaty.
Also including on this album is When the Lights Go Down in Man Sweaty.
Go down in Man Sweaty, and the moon shines on Calypso Bay. I don't wanna be there in Man Sweaty.
Check out that song. Check out that track, Tears in Bevan.
If I saw you in Bevan, would it be the same? If I saw you in Bevan.
Also including the never-before-heard track, Man Sweaty You Bet.
When you ask me where I work, I say, man, sweaty. When you ask me where my life is, I say, man, sweaty. Sweaty, man, sweaty.
And finally, the timeless classic, Stairway to Bevan.
And the grad students are climbing a stairway to Bevan.
Order now at Again, that website is www.owensingcbl.com. Welcome back from the break, everyone. Did you,
Did I miss anything?
no, we just full commercials about toothpaste or something.
Cool.
Next up, let's welcome Cindy Dixon to the
Cindy
program.
Dixon, come on. Cindy,
Welcome to the program.
we conducted another informal poll of CBL. Results are in. By unanimous choice, you were named Protector of All Animals at CBL. Now, it's been a very interesting year for animals around the lab now, hasn't it?
Yeah, I'd say so.
And it seems that, as if by tradition, that duck, Carlita, or one just like her, shows up under the Bevan steps every year. Any thoughts on this, Cindy?
I think it's because I feed her.
May have something to do. It looks like you do feed her.
Well, I'm sure she's grateful for that food. We asked her to join us party today, but she couldn't make it. She did pass along a message for us all. She says, "Eat more chicken." Got that? And on that note, didn't we also have some crazy chicken invasion around here? Something like this?
Yes.
And people were running around like chickens with their heads cut off trying to round those things up. Carlita also said, this is what you should eat.
Oh, yeah.
Back alley.
But next up, we want to talk about all the new folks at the lab this year, Cindy. There's sure is a whole bunch of them. We got new students, new faculty members, new postdocs, new FRAs, new people in the business office.
New people everywhere.
In that same informal poll, you were also unanimously named the best person to answer questions about anything and everything CBL. Part of that same informal poll, we asked them to list the most popular questions or what they thought the most popular questions were for anyone who was new to the lab. And if you could help us out, so please give some of those answers for people, right? So number one on the list of questions that people have is, what is a tar? Where would they find one of those?
It's on the College Park website.
It's called Aries?
It's called Aries?
Yes.
Okay.
What's Aries?
It's a College Park website.
Sounds complicated.
University College.
Worth a shot. Number 2 on the list of questions that people commonly ask Cindy is, how do I reserve a state government vehicle?
You go to CBL Online.
What's CBL Online?
It's a CBL website.
That sounds complicated. Can't you just do it for me?
Always against the policy. Always against the policy.
Well, Cindy, thanks for helping us out and helping out all the helpless animals here.
Cindy, in other news this year, we found this sign on your door, on your office door. Went upstairs, be back shortly. It's got us to thinking, what are all these new people and sometimes older people around the lab going to do when they've got animals that need to be saved and questions that need to be answered?
Well, I moved offices.
You moved offices. Oh, that's right, you moved offices.
Sam and Kelly moved too.
Yeah, Sam and Kelly moved too. Wow, I almost forgot about that. But maybe we should change that sign.
Do something like this.
Upstairs, you're not coming back. Well, Cindy, we're going to move on to our next guest to talk about some other animal invasions that occurred at the lab this year.
Common theme.
Yeah. But we wanted to thank you for joining us.
Thanks. Well, our next guest is Chesapeake Biological Laboratory Professor and SURF President, Dr. Walt Boyden. Thank you, Walt. So, we hear there have been a lot of changes up in your office this year.
Yeah, yeah, the damn squirrels invaded. They made a mess out of everything. They were everywhere.
Whoa, yeah. And did anybody else join you up there?
Well, over time, some of the squirrels, I think, they mutated into graduate students. They won't leave at all.
Well, I'm sure the students are keeping you on your toes, right?
That's been fun.
Yeah. Hopefully it reminds you of some of your time in graduate school. One point, everyone.
CBL has also lost some faculty members, some people in the staff, and some in the administration, and some in the business office this year.
It was sad to see them go.
Some of them are even back here today. They're free beer.
Sure. It was sad to see them go, and a lot of tears were shed during their going away and retirement parties.
I mean, speaking of shedding tears,
Yep, I know where you're going with this one.
how about those acknowledgments from Eli Moore's defense?
Poor guy cried his eyes out.
He did cry his eyes out.
So,
That was
we got
But joining us
Yeah.
over Skype,
Skype, I
all
think
the way
he's
from the Netherlands, is
Yeah.
recent CBL graduate,
And
Dr. Eli Moore, and his
sidekick, Lisa Warden.
Eli.
Carlos, you got that?
We need that Skype fired up.
We might need to. No, back it up. And then just, I think you just gotta fire up the camera.
Oh, there you
Can you hear us?
Might have to go back.
Can you back it up? Just back it up, I think.
They're going great. After defending,
Yeah.
I did a big cross-country road trip with my parents, and now I'm starting my postdoc.
Did you get rid of that old computer?
They've got me a new laptop.
A new laptop. Looking good. Last time we saw you had just successfully defended your dissertation. Congratulations again on that, Eli. Carlos, go on.
Thanks. I worked my tail off on that thing.
Nice. It was a really nice defense, especially to have your family there. Oh, they're just like.
Yeah, it was impressive. They drove all the way there in that RV, and it was even more impressive that we drove back cross country with both my parents and their significant others.
And we were just talking about it here, but who can't forget that tearful bit at the end?
Oh yeah, it's an emotional place, CBL, and also don't forget about the great party we had afterwards. That was a lot of fun too.
Yeah, that was a fun part. You were all
Hey, Lisa, why don't you tell us a bit about your social life now that you've settled in over there?
Well, the island is kind of remote and a little desolate, but Europeans know how to party, so we're still having fun.
So we're sure that the both of you guys are really representing CBL well over there. Can you tell us a little bit about your research? Yeah? You there?
Oh, looking at lipids and sediment, it's actually really similar to Karen Taylor. Remember her work? I've moved on from lipid proteins, which degrade rapidly as lipids.
Okay.
Lisa, why don't you tell us what you've been up to?
And I'm looking at lipid biomarkers also as a proxy for temperature as well as terrestrial input into the ocean.
Well, it's great to hear you guys are doing so well over
Yeah,
there.
and the research is really coming along.
Yes, we are thrilled.
Well, Merry Christmas. Thanks for joining.
Thanks, guys.
And we miss everyone in Maryland. We think about you a lot.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas and happy birthday to me.
Well, okay, man. I think that's about it. For CBL Annual Update, I'm Owen McDonough.
And I'm Dave Lowensteiner, and that's a wrap. Yeah, I'm talking about wrapping up the program.
Oh, I was thinking when you said rap, maybe like a song.
Well, just because this is based on SNL,
Yeah.
doesn't mean we need to do be the musical guest too.
Well, I think differently. Roll with me here. Just 1 second. I think this will work.
Now we'll wrap things up with a holiday rap about CBL. We'll do an annual recap. Now I'm O-Dog and he's D-Lo. We're here to put on a little show. Now mine's gone down, 2011. Squirrels and students invaded Beth. Robin Harvey left for ODU. And Eli Moore hit the road too, dashing through the data each and every day. From Cambridge to Appalachia, we're the best at studying the Bay. Hey! The holidays are here, and classes are all done. Go grab yourself a beer, celebrate some CBL fun. Lord, have fun, join the force, studying methane on the ocean floor. Lee Cooper et al. Stored an IRMS. Studying the Arctic is what they do best. Margaret Palmer started up succinct. Society, environment, she's gonna lick. And you know the Young Turks, I think they should get tenure. Dashing through it sweaty and making graphs all day. Routing grants through Letty, my funding's on its way. Hey! The holidays are here and the classes are all done. Let's bring in a new year and celebrate CBL fun. Hey, keep it going with a couple of rhymes. CBL gets better time after time, and from what I hear, we'll get a new peer, but that might take 10 years out here. April Monday done nearly died. Emily Christensen kept it alive. You know you shouldn't just sign out your bagel. You gotta sit topside around the table. Tom Miller took over as lab director and occupied William Street at 99%. David Seeger took sabbatical and worked on something radical. A book on fish migration, the dude for the best in the nation. CBL survived some natural disasters. Graduated 8 students with masters. Mario and Merck scored a barge. The folks at ACT are living large. Dashing through the data each and every day. From Cambridge to Appalachia, we're the best at studying the Bay. Hey! The holidays are here, and one thing sure is clear.